The idea that you absolutely need a mountain of cash to be rich is, in my opinion, one of the biggest lies modern society has sold us. Most people imagine financial freedom as this distant dream where wealth just falls from the sky one day. But the thing nobody actually tells you is this. Being truly financially unbreakable isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you don't need. Real power isn't found in the ability to buy things. It's found in the luxury of not having to buy them at all. Just look around. You'll see people making $250,000 a year who are still living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in stress, trying to keep up with a life they can barely afford. On the flip side, you see someone making a fraction of that who lives with total serenity, as if the world's financial chaos can't even touch them. That's not just luck. That is the result of a minimalist money strategy applied in silence. Today, I want to talk to you about the minimalist money rules that will turn your bank account into a fortress. But let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to tell you that skipping your daily latte will make you a millionaire. The problem isn't the price of the coffee, it's the psychological wiring in our brains that sabotages us every time we tap that card. Especially in a culture where more is better is the default setting, we end up running a race we can never win, no matter how much we earn. Why? Because most of us don't have an income problem. We have a lifestyle inflation problem. Think about it. When you get a raise, what's the first thing you do? Is it a flashier car? A bigger house? Or maybe clothes that will just sit in your closet collecting dust? Here is the part most people miss. If your expenses grow at the same rate as your income, you're just treading water. You're living a luxury life, but you're actually sinking into a deeper hole. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Our brains get used to new, expensive things incredibly fast. Once that initial hit of dopamine wears off, we start hunting for the next fix. Minimalist money rules are designed to break that cycle and get you off the treadmill. Let's break this down with some simple math to show you what unbreakability actually looks like. Let's say you earn $5,000 a month and your expenses are $4,500. You're saving $500. If you lose your job or a crisis hits, you have exactly 1 month of runway. Now, imagine a minimalist shift. You cut the noise out of your life and bring your expenses down to $3,000. Your income stays the same. Suddenly, you're saving $2,000 a month. This isn't just a change in numbers. It's a massive increase in your power to say no. In the first scenario, you're fragile. You have to do whatever your boss says. In the second, just 1 year of work gives you 2 years of freedom. The difference isn't just $1,500. The difference is the weight being lifted off your shoulders every single morning. Here's the threshold. Financial security isn't measured by the balance in your account. It's measured by how much time that balance can buy you. Most of us make the mistake of seeing wealth as a destination. But wealth is actually a process gap. It's the gap you maintain between your ego-driven desires and your actual needs. I've realized that people often spend money they don't have to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. The first step to breaking this cycle is dropping the need for status. Every purchase has a utility cost and a vanity cost. A minimalist financial mindset aims to bring that vanity cost down to zero. The classic, keeping up with the Joneses mentality is the most polite form of financial suicide. If your neighbor buys a new Tesla, your current car doesn't suddenly become worse. If your friend eats at a Michelin-star restaurant, your home-cooked meal doesn't lose its flavor. But social pressure pushes us toward irrational decisions. If you want to be unbreakable, you have to disconnect your self-worth from your net worth in the eyes of others. This isn't just willpower, it's a strategy. You have to shift your perspective. Most people think, spend first, save what's left. But that never works because there is always something else to buy. The unbreakable rule is, save first, spend what's left. That is when you become the master of your money. Otherwise, you're just a middleman for your bills. Think back, how many things that you bought 5 years ago? Things that felt essential, then do you even remember today? Probably very few. But if you had directed that money into an investment, that sense of security would still be with you today. The biggest mistake is trivializing small savings. The moment you say, whatever, it's just $10, you're chipping away at your future freedom. When you consider the power of compound interest, every dollar you save today is $5 or $10 for your future self. So, when you make that unnecessary $10 purchase, you aren't just spending $10, you're setting fire to your future potential. When you look at it that way, mindless consumption starts to look a lot more terrifying, doesn't it? So despite all these mathematical truths, why do we still fall for the flashy stuff? Because today's economy doesn't play to your rational side. It plays to your instincts. The point most people miss is this. Financial minimalism isn't about depriving yourself. It's about reducing the unnecessary decisions in your life. That grueling energy you spend every day deciding what to wear, what to eat, or which new subscription to sign up for is actually your most precious resource. The first step to becoming unbreakable is to automate your financial decisions and take willpower out of the equation entirely. I call this the invisible wealth system. In America, for example, many people try to manually distribute their money once their paycheck hits. But willpower is a finite resource that runs out by the end of the day. If you have to ask yourself every month, I wonder how much I should set aside this time, you've already lost. The minimalist rule is this. The moment your paycheck hits, before it even touches your hands, a predetermined percentage, let's say 20%, should automatically go to your investment account. Enjoy the rest however you want, but forget that 20% even exists. This builds a psychological wall. Since you never see the money, the temptation to spend it vanishes. This system doesn't just make you rich. It protects you from yourself. Let's look at a real-life scenario. Imagine two people, Mark and Sarah. Mark works for a tech company in New York, earning $180,000 a year. He drives a leased late-model car, lives in a trendy Manhattan apartment, and spends every weekend at luxury restaurants under the guise of networking. In his bank account, he only has enough to cover 2 months of expenses. From the outside, it looks like Mark has made it, right? Now let's look at Sarah. Sarah lives in Austin and earns $85,000 a year, less than half of what Mark makes. But Sarah has built her life on minimalist money rules. She lives in a modest home, owns a few high-quality belongings, and most importantly, automatically transfers 40% of her income into index funds. Sarah has over $100,000 in liquid cash and a substantial investment portfolio. Now imagine a crisis hits and they both get laid off. Within 60 days, Mark will be spiraling from stress. The fear of losing his home, his car, and his performative status will force him to accept any bad job offer that comes his way. And Sarah? Sarah is calm because she didn't see money as a way to show off. She saw it as a way to buy time. Sarah has 3 full years of runway to live comfortably without a job. That is what it means to be unbreakable. Sarah's $85,000 is far more powerful than Mark's $180,000. Sarah masters her money, while Mark has become a slave to his. One of the biggest mistakes people make is viewing that emergency fund sitting on the sidelines as wasted money. But it's not just cash. It's a form of insurance against the uncertainty that keeps you up at night. Think about it. Living a simpler life and having 6 months of expenses in cash gives you incredible mental leverage. When that money is in your pocket, if your boss treats you poorly, you can walk away on the spot. When you have that cushion, you can take a leap into a risky but high-potential business. Being financially strong gives you the power to say no. And there is nothing worse in life than being unable to say no to someone. So, how can we change our perspective? I think you should ask yourself, does this thing I'm buying reduce the stress in my life, or does it create a new chore? Most people think they are buying an object, but they are actually buying a burden. If you buy a boat, you aren't just buying a boat, you're buying the maintenance, the insurance, the docking fees, and the mental load of constantly worrying about it. The golden rule of minimalist finance is not letting your possessions own you. The less is more philosophy applies to investing too. Instead of juggling dozens of stocks or complex financial products, Focusing on solid, low-cost index funds clears your head. That complexity is just something financial firms invented to peel commissions off you. Simplicity is your greatest strength. Let me give you the 72-hour rule. Whenever you want something badly, especially when you feel that impulsive urge to buy, wait 72 hours. If you still want it after 3 days and it truly adds value to your life, buy it. But you'll find that 90% of those urges disappear within 48 hours. This simple trick will be your shield against the constant marketing bombardment designed to keep you spending. Ultimately, being financially unbreakable isn't about hitting a specific number. It's a matter of character. The world will constantly scream at you that you need to buy more, that you're missing out, and that you'll be happier if you just own more stuff. But when you quietly set your own rules, that noise stops. Real wealth is waking up in the morning and being able to say, I can do whatever I want today. And that comfort is far better than the seat of any luxury car. Now, take a deep breath and ask yourself honestly, do your possessions make you free, or do they tie you down? Tomorrow morning, take one small step to break one of those chains. Maybe cancel that useless subscription or set up that automatic investment. Remember, financial resilience isn't built in a day. It's forged through quiet, small, but disciplined decisions made every single day. One day, you'll look back and see how those quiet choices built a massive fortress around you. When that day comes, nothing will be able to shake you, because you will own something far more valuable than money, your own time and your own soul. I'll see you in the next video. Stay free.